CAPS Advanced Part 1 Editing Elements. For review, get to the CAPS area Inspire from the main menu, Course Maintenance, CAPS. You'll see 7 links there, the top 3 of which are used for most editing and management tasks. The rest are good for reports. Here we'll be going to Manage Classes, which brings up the search screen. Notice you can submit a course to the registrar right from this page using the Submit button. This might be the case if you knew no other changes or tweaks need to be made, but most likely you'll be going back into the class to see more of the details before submitting. I'm going to go into 66956, and here we are on the main Details tab. There's term, subject class, session and section numbers, course ID, class status. It's canceled, more on that in a second. Then there are details on this particular section in the CAPS section info box. We'll refer back to this as changes and edits are made. Right now, there are no element requests and no changes waiting. Here are a row of buttons. The Submit to Registrar button does the same as the Submit button on the previous page. In this particular example, I need to make this class status something other than canceled before I can start demonstrating making other changes. So I can do it right from this page by clicking the Change button on the same row as the class status, and then I'll select Active. Then you have to save it, which can be done all the way at the bottom or back at the top. In general, you can use the Save button to save work if you go get some coffee or something. Never hesitate to save. Notice the class status row now has Change Waiting message in the Element Action State column. Almost all changes saved or submitted must get final approval and processed by the registrar. And note the Undo button. Notice if you submit to the registrar, you can take it back into your court by clicking Set to Pending. It's sort of like an undo key. The first section on the main tab is Comms. This box shows the most recent comment to or from the registrar. You can't edit anything here, but must go to the Comms tab. The Comms area is the main and preferred way to communicate back and forth with the registrar's office regarding CAPS-related questions. Students don't see anything. It doesn't show anywhere but here. Type your message into the empty box. For example, can you check on this requisite? There was a snafu last semester, and save. And then below that, you can include whomever you want to be notified when the Comms page includes a new comment. This is generally only used in emergency situations. Most people just use the search screen and keep tabs of the course progress without notifications. You can include yourself and check the registrar only if it's an extreme emergency. Click Save. Go back to the main tab and you'll notice that the first line of the most recent comment shows. Back at the COM tab, you'll see how that comment we typed in moved down into the gray box, freeing up the editable box for a new comment. Back at the main tab, scroll down a bit under Class Details, are listed all of the elements. We already tweaked the first one, Class Status. You can change the room capacity. Save and notice that this change is now pending. Room capacity must be equal to or more than the enrollment cap. For example, if the enrollment cap is 60, the room cap must be 60 or more. But it's important to allow for instructors, guests, lecturers, TAs, so you may want to change it to 65 to accommodate extra people. After save, you'll see the total element requests and changes waiting updated 3 and 3 right now. When an element is underlined, it indicates a tooltip. Clicking on any of these will give you more information on the web page, but pop-up blockers must be disabled. For example, NSO enrollment cap is a special case when this class is offered during new student orientation. The NSO version may have a different cap than the regular enrollment cap. At the bottom of most tooltip web pages is a link to the CAPS glossary. If you want a waitlist, just know that it can't be more than 10% of the enrollment cap. Here I'll put in a waitlist of 5. Add consent has 3 options: department consent, instructor consent, and no consent. If it's department or instructor consent, the student will not be able to enroll without an override. Instruction mode. The options are blended, in-person, independent study, multimodal, online, online plus in-person. Online is when a class is fully hosted in Moodle or OWL and no in-person contact is involved. Online plus in-person is online, but there may be an in-person final exam or some other meeting on campus. Blended is the case where students meet in classrooms in person, but also a large aspect of the course is in Moodle or Blackboard. Note, instruction mode is one of the areas in CAPS where you can make a change and it does not need to be run by the registrar for approval and processing. You are given the option to click the Accept button, which then sets the change in place. Credits can be customized here. Note, you can have a range of credits. Grading basis has a bunch of options: mandatory pass-fail, student option, undergraduate letter, year mandatory, year optional, year letter, and there's a tooltip you can access for a detailed and extensive table defining these terms. Instructor edit options are instructor edit and no choice and are only used for practicums and independent study. For most classes, it is no choice. Note, there are 6 element requests and 5 changes waiting because one of the requests was already accepted by me.